Alice Ruggles made complaints to the police about her jealous ex-boyfriend stalking her in the weeks leading up to her death.
I split up with my boyfriend about 3 months ago. Since then, I know that he's hacked into my Facebook and also my phone. He's been sending me a lot of messages even though I've asked him not to contact me. Just messaging my friends and things. Like, my friends have been telling me to call the police. I've been putting it off, but I just feel a bit, shaken up tonight.
Just days after this call, Lance Corporal Trimman Dillon brutally murdered Alice in her home. Today, Alice's parents welcomed a report by the police watchdog, which found failings in Northumbria Police's handling of her complaints. The report found 2 officers had cases of misconduct to answer, while another performed unsatisfactorily.
We knew that the police response had been less than adequate, and so to actually admit that means that they've got the chance to put things right and move on. What we don't want to happen is people to focus on these 3 police officers and say this was a one-off case, because it isn't a one-off case. Stalking happens all the time, and stalking victims are very rarely listened to and tend to have a very hard time trying to prove to the police that they need to take their case further.
Northumbria Police have acknowledged themselves that improving the quality of training to staff so that they could differentiate between stalking and harassment is something that they've committed to do now. I think they have also recognised that had further investigations taken place with the evidence, they would have seen the pattern of behaviour rather than isolated incidents.
The report found 1 officer failed to recognise the offence of stalking, despite Dillon travelling hundreds of miles to lurk outside Alice's home. Instead, the officer, with the endorsement of his supervisor, decided to issue a harassment warning on Dillon, and against national guidance, arranged for Dillon's army major to issue it. It failed to deter Dillon, and he sent letters and photographs to Alice in the post. She reported this to a 3rd officer and was asked if she wanted her former partner arrested. The report says she should never have been asked.
We've worked really closely with the Ruggles family to develop a training package, and they actually made a video for us where they talked about Alice's story and what happened to her, and it really helps officers to see from a real perspective what it's like to be stalked, what the behaviours can be like. You really need to understand the risks that the victim faces, so that's the work that we've done to really improve.
Northumbria Police say lessons have been learned, and Alice's family have been helping them in delivering the message.